So first what we want to do is we want to move the needle, right, to like this well, the first one. So it's gonna move into it's about there. I can move it from here. Right. This one's to go down.
And that manually moves the needle in place?
Yeah, it moves the needle. But you want to be careful to make sure it doesn't go outside the well. Once you got the needle in the like the first well, you go here and click set A1 well. Once you do that, now the machine's gonna know that this is the first starting point. And so if you wanna click somewhere, you want the needle to go somewhere else, you just click it over here, and then the machine will move it for itself. See, automatically go over there. It's like a 3D printer, basically. So let's move it out of the way first. And let's put some ink on the well. Let's see. So I'm just gonna put it over here. Put it on this one. So until the well is filled with ink, right? The bottom. So I did this bottom one right here. So I'm gonna click it. Wait a little while. So now the needle is in the ink. And so
you're just eyeballing where the tip of it actually enters the reservoir?
Yeah, kind of. So until the needle hits the actual ink, it'll start, pumping up the ink. But let's see if this needle is not clogged. Oh no, you can see it rising a little bit. I think that should be good enough. Let's home it real quick. And let me get a clean surface. So with the new glass surface, you want to clean it with isopropyl alcohol. So you just put a little bit in there. But after that, let's clean it. Get a nice clean surface, right? This should be good. So now with the needle, you want to manually move in until you find the glass surface, right? It takes a little while.
And then the location of that glass wafer, is that there for any reason, or is that just like an arbitrary location?
It's an arbitrary location. You can put it anywhere you want. You just gotta move the needle accordingly. Let me make sure this is okay. You can also set the location. I'll show you after you almost hit it. So we don't have to keep doing this over and over again. We're almost there. Let's go down. Make sure it doesn't hit the surface. think that should be good. And then we can click the plus sign over here. And that's going to save our location, right? So if I home 0, 0, it's going to go to home. Then if I want to go back to the wafer location, we just double click it. Much faster. Okay, and I think we can go a bit lower here. That should be good. And so, if we want to print something, we go to File, Open, and here we got like a spiral, right? I found out like the best dispensing strength is between like 4 and 5. It depends on how broken the needle is, right? I think it's pretty good, so we can probably push it down a little bit. Still 4.5. So we go File, Print, and I think all these settings should be good. Let's slow down the x-axis and the y-axis. So it's print it. So now it's gonna find the surface. It's slowly going down. You can see like, oh not yet, maybe. Yeah, see, you can see it right there going down until it finds the surface.
Yes.
Yep. But you can also see it here too. And once it finds it like this, it's gonna spike up. I think I put it too high, but higher the safer, right? You don't want to break the needle. So close. Oh, there we go. So it's gonna start printing. Sometimes after printing one line, it finds the surface again, and that's to prevent the needle from breaking. See, it starts finding height again. Another line, another height. I have a document with a bunch of settings that I messed around with to find which one's like the best. And I found like these are the best settings. But it takes a while though. It's the only downside.
So you changed the speed from like 3,000 to 2,000?
Well, I did a table, right, testing which speeds would be best, and I found out with my settings, you can go up to like 3,000 with like no problem. If you go to 4,000, it's gonna be a bit off, but it's still no problem.
Okay.
But when you reach 5,000, it's messy. Don't want to do that. And I think I also have it set so it goes over the line again. So after it traces the pattern, it's gonna go back and trace the pattern again. That's to ensure like it got all the lines, right? It didn't miss a spot. Because sometimes if you don't have it calibrated correctly, it's gonna skip some lines, right? So we don't want that. So it goes over again to make sure it got everything. I know it takes a while because of the finding height, but if it doesn't do that, the needle is going to keep going down in distance, and it's going to break.
Is that something you have to manually set, or is it just do automatically?
I think you have to manually set it. You have to manually set it. See, right now it's printing very nicely. We can also print different patterns, of course, like solids, or like different shapes, squares, rectangles. Yeah, I think it finished, but it's gonna go over the line again. So it's like a 50%. Over the same line. I think we can cancel this just to see how it looks like, because I think it got all the lines, so we should be good. So let's home this. Oh, it missed a line or two. So you can see the, see,
Oh yeah, it missed
you see how the bottom missed a little bit? That's why we want to repeat it a couple times. Do it. It's just basically set the A1 well to make sure the needle knows where it's going, right? To refill the ink. And after doing that, you just put the pattern in. Make sure you move the needle to the platform, right? Lower it down, and then just click print. It's pretty much easy. The only hard part is making the designs, but yeah, there's not much to it.
Are there any special settings you have to set up the moment you open the program, or is it?
It's all saved. I got everything nicely set up. If you click print, you're gonna see the dispensing mode. It's in dispense instead of spraying, right? So that's gonna be controlled by this one. This one's not being controlled by anything unless you actually select it. Dispense, and then use surface calibration. That's the finding the surface. Say finding surface at the start of each pattern. There's a bunch of I tested around with these. I think these are the best settings. First one, second one, the fourth and fifth. And I also found out the retraction height. That's how much it retracts after finding like the new surface. I found out it's best at 450-ish. If you see like the needle almost like going down too much, you want to increase the height to make sure it has time to find the surface. Layer thickness, you don't have to mess around with that much, just because you can change it around with the strength. Then the print velocity, that was 2,000. We can go up to 3,000 with no issue. We can go 3,000, but I wouldn't change the, the z-axis, just because you want to give the needle time to react, And it's pretty much it.
Is there like a cleanup procedure?
Oh yes, of course.
Shutdown procedure?
So I found out the best way. You see how the needle still has some ink in it? We tried a bunch of different methods to clean out the needle, and we found out that the best method is just use the entire ink, use all of the ink. So let's go back to this so we can use some of the ink and test out the 3,000 speed. Move it a little bit so it doesn't overlap with the pattern we made. Go down a little. Should be good. Print. Let's do 3,000. Print. Again, finding the surface. So after you use up all the ink in the needle, right? That's pretty much it. It's done. But I would also dip in isopropyl alcohol, so whatever ink is left, maybe it like evaporates a little bit, or it breaks it down a little bit. Let's find the surface again. It's a tedious process, but you don't want to break the needles. They're expensive. So it's gonna print again. You can also do like a manual dispense system, and you can also set the time. 120 seconds, kind of a lot. Probably change it after printing. But let's see, I print one more time. Then, yeah. Time machine. These are like the steps, right? The single arrow is like a small step, double arrow is double step, or it's a large step, right? You can change it over here. Small step is set for 100, large steps is set for 1,000, so it's like 10 times, right? Same thing, this is the z-axis. You can set all of that, except this stuff. This stuff is like manual. You can also record the video, take like a screenshot, see it print, right, record it. You could also calibrate the dispenser, but once you see it, you're gonna see that it always calibrates again. So don't really need to. Here's the find surface. If you don't want to print anything, just find the surface. It'll find the surface for you. See, it's calibrating the dispenser. Basically same thing as this.
So the machine itself doesn't know when it's out of ink. You just gotta look at it. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't know.
Okay.
Yeah. If you accidentally move this like platform area, I would reset this A1 well, right? Just because if you double click on something over here and you accidentally moved it, the needle is probably gonna break, right? Because it's going to a hole, but it's non-existent. Now it's printing for the second time. And once you're done with like the print, you put it on a hot plate to harden the ink, and it turns out like this. It's very nice. I think this is silver, I believe. Silver ink. I think we're getting gold sometime soon. But we need a new silver ink as well. This one's expired. For this bottom part, I found out it automatically adjusts the frequency, so you don't need to worry about that. See how it hits the... So you want to put in the hard plate for like about 5 to 10 minutes until you see it's solid. So you missed that one line. So it's done, right? So right now it's touching the surface, right? So you want to click safe height. That means the needle is going to go to a safe height. So it's going to go all the way up into a nice workable height. Or you can also home it better. than before. Let's see, yeah. Then you just put this in the hot plate and you should be good. Not much to it. Let's try that dispensing feature. So back at the platform, going to a different area, down a little, and we click Find Surface. And it's find a surface. See, it's going down slowly. You can barely see it here, but surface was something like that. It's currently at 17. Close. Boom, surface. Then you wanna, let's change the time to like 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Then you can do manual dispense. Let's move the needle a little bit up. Oops, this one. Let's see if this works now. Normally this doesn't work the best, that's why printing like a trash pattern is the best idea. Just because it goes through all the surfaces and whatnot. Normally if you dip it on some kind of liquid, it dispenses better. Let's try filling one of the wells with isopropyl alcohol. Let's go to like 20. Boom. So put it on number 20, third column to last. Sure right there. So you see the needle has the ink. If we dispense, it's technically dispensing the ink as well. But what happens is, once you dip in some kind of liquid, right, with this matte isopropyl alcohol, what happens is the needle also takes that up, and so the needle now is filled with isopropyl alcohol. That's why like this is not the best way of doing it, because it also kind of traps the ink. You see it like flowing down, but it doesn't get all of it. Yeah, let's go back to this. Do you want to try printing something or?